evening and welcome to Greencastle's Relay for Life 2015. My name is Muller and I'm currently fighting stage 4 breast cancer. I'm honored to have been asked to speak tonight, and I would like to dedicate this speech to all who are fighting cancer, those who care for someone who has cancer, and those who have lost someone to that disease. We have lost 2 Greencastle high school teachers this past year to cancer, Mr. Sam Forney and Mrs. Sharon Landis. And we will not forget their loving nature and dedication to their students and school. You are loved, and we miss you each day, Sam and Sharon. I know many people whose lives have been affected by cancer, and if you are here, the same goes for you, I'm sure. Cancer doesn't care how old you are, what color you are, or how fit you are when it decides which body to invade, damage, or take. When looking at me, you could probably guess that I'm going through something by my lack of hair, my limp, my cane, or walker. But there have been long periods of time when I'm going through treatments that there are no outward signs of the disease. When we look at our survivors tonight and those in the seats next to you right now, we never truly know what's going on in their lives right now. Some survivors have never come to a relay for life. It's just too hard. And some are here literally with bells on, and both are okay. We all have our own ways of dealing with our diagnosis. Support groups, blogging online, throwing ourselves into hobbies, activities, trips, family events, becoming researchers and advocates. But the important thing is that we all have hope. As Vince Lombardi said, it's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. This is my 13th year of attending Greencastle's relay, and some years I walk tons of laps and stay late into the evening. Other years it was all I could do to walk one lap, so I just rocked it out on the rocking chairs. I remember when I was first diagnosed in May of 2002, and people said, "Oh, you have to go to relay, you're a survivor." Having just been told I had cancer, I did not feel much like a survivor or warrior. I was just living day to day in a fog of tests, scans, treatments, and information overload. And even as recent as yesterday, I sat in my car with my husband in front of Summit Cancer and Hematology with my arms folded and said, "I don't want to go to chemo." Raise your hand if you've been there, done that. But then I put my positive pants on and do what needs to be done. I would love to get a shout out to all my nurses, doctors, technicians, staff, caregivers who go above and beyond in all ways to be kind, professional, empathetic, and make a horrible diagnosis just a bit more bearable. If you are one of these aforementioned superheroes, any doctors, nurses, PAs, techs, social workers, staff, would you please stand so we can give you a round of applause? Don't be shy. Stand up. Thank you for taking care of us. I would like to share my story with you. When I was a freshman in college, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. She battled for 21 years. My dad was diagnosed with carcinosarcoma, a rare type of cancer, and battled for 1 month. Both of my parents died of cancer in 2004. Some of you have lost loved ones, and my heart goes out to you. As the ESPN broadcaster, Stuart Scott, said in a speech shortly before he died, "When you die, it does not mean that you have lost to cancer. You beat cancer by how you live, why you live, and the manner in which you live." My parents were role models to me. They did not complain. They always had events and outings to look forward to, and they always helped their neighbors.
They babysat kids, gave out garden vegetables, made meals, visited the sick, wrote notes and cards to everyone, and shoveled driveways. When my mom was too sick to go outside, my dad would go out in the snow and stomp out a huge heart that said, "I love you," or the number of years they were married. Then Mom could see his artwork from the window without ever having to leave the warmth of their home. The little things make a big difference. There is a point in everyone's life when we need to lean on friends or even be carried. I've been there. The opposite is also true. As neighbors, classmates, colleagues, teammates, and family, there are times when we can make a difference simply by being there. The other little details of your day aren't going to be a big deal in 2 weeks, but caring for someone will be a big deal every day. Don't ever be too busy for kindness. In the year 2001, I began teaching wellness, health and physical education at Greencastle High School. It was the end of that school year, in May of 2002, that I was first diagnosed with breast cancer. I was 36 years old. My doctor called to tell me it was cancer, and my husband Carl and I drove to her the next morning to work out a plan. Our sons, Jake and Josh, were in 1st and 4th grade at Mercersburg Elementary School. We had just bought a house and were going to close on it in 2 weeks, and I was technically a long-term substitute, so there was no guarantee that my job would be there in the future. Here's a quote I love. When something bad happens, you have 3 choices. You can either let it define you, let it destroy you, or you can let it strengthen you. I have chosen to let it strengthen me, and I gain more strength as I meet others who are battling. After we met with the doctor, I made birthday cupcakes for Jake, chaperoned a field trip. We bought that house and moved in, and I've only had to take a couple of breaks from teaching. I had surgery, had my lymph nodes tested. At that time, it had not spread, and 2 rounds of chemotherapy lasting 6 months. My hair fell out, and even though I told my high school students what would happen, they were still shocked when they saw me. I had 33 radiation treatments, genetic testing done at Johns Hopkins, more surgery, a port put in for blood work and medications, scans, MRIs, checkups, and participated in a clinical trial. At times, I felt like a truck had run over me. Some of you here tonight know exactly what I mean. But my wonderful family, friends, neighbors, students, and colleagues took great care of me and were there for me to lean on. I continued to get checkups, take medications, felt very healthy until February of 2012, nearing my 10-year cancerversary. I had to leave my school, which is now the middle school, in a wheelchair with so much hip pain I could not take another step. The MRI revealed that I had, in fact, a stress fracture due to cancer throughout my hip and leg. It was devastating to hear that news again. You have cancer. My husband and I didn't have too much time to cry, as we had to quickly pack our bags and head to Geisinger, where I would have a total hip replacement performed by one of only 6 orthopedic oncologists in Pennsylvania. We learned that my breast cancer from 10 years ago had metastasized to my bones, lung, and even a spot on my scalp. This is stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. There is no cure, but I can be treated. I would need to be out of school for about 3 months, but I was determined to come back before the end of the year. I went from being in a wheelchair to a walker to crutches to a cane. My awesome middle school wellness department drove 3 hours to visit me in the hospital. The nurses had to give me a bigger room for all my visitors and flowers. Friends came to my house to wash my hair, shave my legs, sit with me, and pray with me. My school sold pink bracelets that read, "Mrs. Muller, Ultimate Fighter." Do you know how inspiring it is to see people still wearing them? I had to endure more hour-long cramped MRIs where even my ears sweated as I heard my least favorite jackhammers, say it with me, ba 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 ba. I had to say hello to my old friend, the Starship Enterprise, and receive radiation to both hips and my ribs. For those of you who have received radiation, sing it with me. Beep. Those treatments only lasted until I counted to 133, but it was enough time to count my blessings, endless people who have made a difference in my life. I received shots, took medicine, went to checkups, and got scanned by the PET machine. All was rolling along nicely until this past Easter when I got some pretty intense back pain. The beast is rearing its ugly head again. When you're dealing with stage 4, you're in treatment for as long as it works, always checking on tumor markers in your blood work and scans. When your body starts rejecting a treatment, and it will, then you move on to the next treatment. You hope and pray that you can get the most mileage out of a treatment until a new treatment or even a cure is found. And that's why we relay. I haven't been to school since Easter, but have gotten shots, more radiation, and started physical therapy. I'm currently receiving IV chemo, and the only sound people hear in the chemo lab is me snoring from my Benadryl-induced coma. My hair, by the way, is starting to grow back. The blue and gold is not a side effect. That's my son and his girlfriend having a little fun before a relay tonight. I wish I could share my army of support with everyone. I am truly blessed. Are there any more powerful words in the English language than I'm here for you and I've got your back? I don't know where I'd be without the love and support of my husband and sons. In 2002, my sons were 7 and 10, and they shaved their heads when I lost my hair. They thought the port that was surgically implanted in my chest was the coolest Star Trek device they had ever seen on a real human. And why can't our pee be blue or orange like mommy's? Now their questions are, what's the trend in your tumor marker? How are your PET scan results? And do you have any side effects? You've come a long way, boys. My husband Carl has been my rock, my crazy glue, and my silly putty, depending on what I need at the time. He's been to every appointment, surgery, and scan with me, waits on me when I feel sick, and plans fun things for when I feel great. And don't even get me started on the Greencastle Antrim School District. I see a lot of you here tonight. Can I hear you? Where's Greencastle Antrim School District? Love you guys. I've received cards, messages, flowers, gifts, and kind words from staff and students all ages in this district. My house is lined with poster board and glitter, and I love it. Kindergartners through seniors and teachers and staff participated in Hats for Hope each Friday leading up to relay and sent their crazy pictures to me. Does that take the sting out of being on the disabled list? You betcha. Twice now, I've been out on medical leave as relay approaches, and I'm captain of our Blue Gold Cancer Crusaders. My team stepped up both times and raised tons of money. Now that they know they can do it all, I may just be fired. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. One of the things on my bucket list, if you'll indulge me, is to start the wave in a stadium. Can we do that right now? Can you tell I'm a PE teacher because I have people stand, make sound effects and all that? So I'd like to start with the people over here. We're gonna go down with the wave, come back, go down, and come back 2 times. So if you can stand. If you can wave your arms, you can. But we're gonna start the wave. So sit down. All right.
So much control.
This side, and you can make as much noise as you want. 2 times up and back. Ready? Go. Thank you for indulging me. All right. Please don't let anything or anyone dull your sparkle. Those were t-shirts one year. None of us know how long we have on this earth. That's not meant to be depressing, it's meant to be inspiring. We shouldn't be content to put in time every day. Live life to the fullest. Help your neighbor. Listen. Be there. Choose to be positive. I've been told 5 different times that I have cancer, and it never gets any easier. I try not to dwell on the prognosis or the amount of time I have left. When the world says, give up, hope whispers, try it one more time. I just want to make the rest of my life the best of my life. I am so blessed to have family and friends and a community to love and care for me. In the words of A.A. Milne, some Winnie the Pooh wisdom, promise me you'll always remember you're braver than you believe and stronger than you seem and smarter than you think. Thank you. Love all of you. All right, my next job is that I'm gonna pretend to be Chandel, and so she can't be here. So I'm inviting all survivors, whether you've been newly diagnosed or many years out, and caregivers to please make your way down to the track. There will be helpers here with signs of how many year survivor you are, and we're going to make a double line. Caregivers are going to face the hope bleachers, and survivors will face the press box here. So make your way down to the track, please.
Off you go, Jake. Audrey and Amy and I will take care of the popcorn.
Go, Jake. Go, Jake.